In Cataclysm, there's going to be many different ways you can level from 80 to 85. And today I'll cover all the different locations I will be going to, tips and tricks, and also a leveling guide you could be following. At the launch day, it's gonna be important that you log on to your old characters if you wish to level many characters to level 85. By logging into these, you also allow them to slowly gain rested experience, and once you have taken care of this, you can simply log on to your main character and start leveling. Remember to also join a guild to benefit from the different perks, such as increased mount speed and also reduced cooldown on your Hearthstone. As people will be leveling their professions to 525, I also expect many consumables to be fairly cheap, so these you could purchase to increase your leveling speed. On top of this, also the potion of Deep Home, so you can travel to this zone quicker and have your Hearthstone bound to another location, for example a main city. You should also get yourself an add-on that scans for rare enemies. The one I'm using is called Rare Scanner, and it will show the spawn locations and what you can get from the different creatures in the game. Not only do these rare creatures have a guaranteed chance of dropping a rare item that you could either use yourself or maybe post on the auction house, but they also grant a high amount of experience. Yeah, even the rares in Northrend will grant some decent experience as long as you're either level 80 or 81. So how should you be leveling? Well, there's 4 different options: Wrath of the Lich King questing or dungeons up to around 82, or you could be doing Cataclysm dungeons or questing up to 85. There's going to be benefits and negative things about each individual option, and these I will mention as I'm talking about the different topics. So let's start with dungeon farming. You could sign up for a random Cataclysm dungeon and get 140 justice points and also a huge experience bonus when you complete the dungeon. Or you could sign up for a specific one, but then you won't be able to get the reward. However, signing up for a specific dungeon can be good in case you need some of the new rewards, because all the new dungeons will also give you amazing items that will replace any of your best in slot items from Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, even ICC 25-man heroic gear or your Shadowmourne. Another benefit of doing these Cataclysm dungeons is that there will be new quests you can do, and these will reward you with amazing items you will get no matter if you're lucky or not with the drops. But because we can only do the quest once, then I feel like it will also only be important to do one of each dungeons, mainly because without these quests you're not really going to get a lot of experience compared to questing in the open world, and also no reputation. And focusing on getting reputation with the new factions will be very important to do as you're leveling up. So what about Wrath of the Lich King dungeons? Well, you can do heroics, or you could for example do them on Titan difficulty. If you do them on Titan difficulty, you can do 2 quests at the same time that you pick up in Dalaran. These will be daily quests, and by completing them you're going to be rewarded with a bit of additional experience. However, a random Lich King heroic also won't grant you as much experience at the end compared to doing a Cataclysm dungeon. But then again, if you complete these daily quests, you're also going to be rewarded with additional experience, so it will add up and pretty much end up being the same. And remember, Wrath of the Lich King dungeons are also a lot easier to do. Some of them you can even solo by yourself. And ever since the pre-patch went live, if you haven't been to the dungeons, you can also pick up all the dungeon quests once again. So this is going to reward you with a lot of additional experience as well. Just remember, you're not going to get any upgrades when you do these compared to a Cataclysm dungeon, where the item level of those items is so much higher. On this character I currently have rested experience, therefore I'm also granted 8000 every single kill. Without rested it would therefore also be 4000, and this is insane as you could be killing around 5 to 6 enemies and gain the same amount of experience as you get by completing a Cataclysm quest. It is of course an efficient way to level up, as there won't be any competition in the dungeons, and you can do this all the way up to 82, getting around 2 to 3 million experience every single hour. And of course do all the different dungeon quests to get additional experience. I plan to do one of each dungeon, at least those at above level 76, as you're going to get a lot of experience from the kills, but also the quests. And by the time you have completed all these quests, either by yourself or maybe with a small 2 or 3 man party, then you could swap into solo dungeon, either Halls of Stone or Halls of Lightning, as this will be where you can level efficiently all the way up to 82. In my opinion, Halls of Lightning is best. You're going to get more experience, at least I am, every single hour compared to Halls of Stone. The creatures in here are easy to slay, and there's going to be many of them. You can do big pulls, at least if you're a tank, or if you're for example doing this as a 2-man party. It will of course reduce the experience if you're going to be 2 people, but you're also going to slay everything a lot easier. If I were planning to just dungeon farm, I would do it to 82, as there's going to be no competition, it's super efficient, and probably also going to be the fastest to 82. This is going to be a huge benefit, as you could then be swapping to the new questing zone Deep Home, and as you're going to be one of the only level 82s, you will also have next to no competition, so leveling by questing is going to be efficient. Just remember, if you level like this to 82, you have also gained no reputation with the new Cataclysm factions. And like I mentioned, it is important. First off, if you reach friendly, you can purchase yourself a tabard that allow you to gain reputation when you do level 85 dungeons. There's also going to be different enchants and rare items you can use as you're leveling up, or even when you reach level 85. And as you get to Exalted, you can then purchase yourself new epic items. So even though you will be leveling quicker by soloing dungeons to 82, then you won't really save any time, as you will then have to go back at level 85 to do quest to gain reputation. Unless you do of course plan to rush to 85 as quickly as possible, either to farm heroics as quickly as possible, or simply because there's factions you don't really need between level 80 to 82. This brings us on to the next topic, questing. If you're going to quest, then this will probably be the level range you'll be in each individual zone. At least you'll need to be 82 to go to Deep Home, Uldum is 83, and Twilight Highlands is 84. The negative thing about questing, at least from 80 to 82, is that there will be so many people at the launch day either questing in Mount Hydril or Vashir. Nonetheless, in the end, it will be slow for every player going here, and you're going to be rewarded with amazing items, and of course also the reputation you'll need. You can of course get away from most of the competition by speed leveling, either if you have prepared on the beta or if you're using a leveling guide. I'll be using a leveling guide myself, and the one I'm using I will also leave in the description below this video. But the main reason is simply because if I don't end up leveling efficiently in the beginning, I will also be stuck with most people in the game, and therefore my leveling speed will also be super slow. So if I have to level with a lot of competition all the way up to 85, it could also result in spending twice, if not 3 times as much time to get to level 85, and therefore you need to get ahead. So what about questing in Northrend? Well, it's definitely a decent option if we look at the experience you gain, as you almost get the same amount of experience from a quest compared to what you get in Cataclysm. However, we get no reputation, but the good thing is that there's also going to be next to no competition here, and the quests are so easy to do. This is because you will be 1 or 2 shotting most enemies, and as there's going to be no competition, I guess you can also expect to be flying through every single thing and getting to 81 or 82 super quickly. One thing that will definitely be worth to do is going to be the arena quest in drak. This you can easily solo as a level 80 character, and it's going to reward you some experience when you kill the elite, but also a high amount of experience when you complete the quest. And the good thing is that there's also going to be many follow-ups you can do, so overall you're going to gain a lot of experience by completing the quest chain. In fact, there's yet another arena quest you can do, and this is located in Icecrown. It will however also require you to do a huge quest chain before you can unlock the quest itself, so if you haven't done these, well then it's not worth to go here. Talking about these arena quests, then in Cataclysm you can head to Twilight Highlands at level 84 and start a new quest chain. Completing all of these before you reach level 85 will give you a lot of experience and also a rare weapon at the end. This rare weapon will then help you when you have to get to max level. You could of course also do it at level 85, but then you won't really benefit as much from the quest chain itself. The next tip here all depends when you're watching the video, and if it's going to be a call to arms Alterac Valley weekend anytime soon. When you do this battleground, you're going to be rewarded with a lot of honor, but also a ton of experience. And the main reason why I recommend this battleground is because there's also going to be a lot of different quests you can pick up. These quests are picked up in Alterac Mountains as a Horde and Alliance player, and I will show you the map location in a moment. Why will it be important to do something like this? Well, if you're a PvP player, you'll be leveling up and also gaining honor at the same time. This honor you can then keep for when you reach level 85 to purchase yourself PvP items right away. To pick up these quests, you will have to go to Alterac Mountains, or well, the northern part of Hillspread Foothills. As a Horde player, it's the exact same, but a bit more to the right. When you're going to level up your all characters, or maybe even your main, depending on when you're watching the video, then I would also recommend you to check the auction house for different rare items, especially weapons, as they're going to increase your kill speed, and therefore also how quickly you'll be able to get to 85. Earlier in the video, I mentioned you should be joining a guild in order to benefit from the different perks. But another reason is because you will start gaining guild reputation whenever you complete a quest. This guild reputation allows you to purchase different items, such as heirloom items, but also a cloak you can use to either teleport to Stormwind City or Orgrimmar. The reason why you should be getting this cloak yourself is because you can bind your Heartstone to the innkeeper where you're currently questing, and whenever you need to go to the main city, you can then be using the cloak. It do of course has a 4 hours cooldown, but there's also going to be an epic version later in the game that allow you to teleport every 2 hours. Alright, so this is also the end of this video. On my channel you can find a lot of other useful Cataclysm videos, and in the future also a lot more, so make sure to subscribe to support me as a content creator, but also to get notified the next time I post a new video. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!